Spiders are some of the most diverse and unique predators on Earth. Over 50,000 species of spiders live on our planet today, from big and hairy tarantulas to sleek, deadly widows. Coming in all shapes and sizes, they inhabit nearly every terrestrial ecosystem on the planet, hiding in nooks and crannies, living in burrows, or hanging from elaborate webs of silk. But these unique animals weren't always as abundant and sophisticated as they are today. The evolution of spiders began during the Devonian period, around 380 million years ago. In the primitive forests and swamps of what is now North America, there lived a tiny spider-like arachnid named Attercopus. Crawling along the forest floor, this creature likely fed on other early arthropods, such as springtails and mites. Attercopus is one of the oldest known examples of a protospider, formerly belonging to the extinct order Urinata. It possessed silk-producing spigots connected to glands in their abdomen, representing one of the earliest known examples of silk production in arachnid evolution. Attercopus likely produced protein-based silk in a manner similar to modern spiders, but more primitive, resulting in shapeless mats rather than the precise strands we associate with spiders today. It's unlikely that Attercopus constructed webs, rather, it used its silk to protect its eggs and reinforce the walls of its burrow. Despite some similarities to modern spiders, Attercopus did not have a fully developed spinneret, so it wasn't technically a spider. The first spiders did not walk the earth until the late Carboniferous period. One of the earliest groups of spiders, called Mesothelae, emerged in what is now Europe and North America. Over 300 million years ago, in ancient forests full of ferns and clubmasses. We know more about these primitive spiders because, despite their ancient origins, Mesothelae are still alive today. Over 100 species of Mesothelae live in forested regions of Southeast Asia, China, and Japan, providing modern scientists with an extraordinary window into the chronology of spider evolution. Before spiders ever constructed webs to snare flying insects, Mesothelae used grounded burrows to ambush their prey. These burrows had special trapdoors that were lined with sensitive strands of silk. Whenever an insect touched one of those strands, the vibrations alerted the spider to burst from its hiding place and claim its dinner. Passive hunting strategies like these gave primitive spiders a significant advantage. While other predators wasted energy catching agile insects, Mesothelae conserved their energy until the perfect moment to strike. In Mesothelae, we see ancient hunting behaviors, as well as anatomical developments that define modern spiders, like venom. Today, most spiders have venom glands connected to their chelicerae, the appendages that hold their fangs. This venom can then be injected into their prey, coming out through a narrow hole near the tip of their fangs. Early species of Mesothelae may have used similar venom to incapacitate their prey, making it easier to kill bigger targets and drag their bodies underground. But this venom serves a dual purpose. For spiders, venom is a weapon as well as a digestive aid. Spiders cannot consume larger chunks of solid food, so they use special enzymes in their venom, as well as digestive fluids from the gut, to liquefy their prey's bodies. This process, known as external digestion, allows spiders to pre-digest their food before sucking down the liquefied remains. As far as we know, Mesothelae were the only genuine spiders during the Carboniferous and Permian periods. But in the years to follow, a cascade of environmental challenges shook up the world's ecosystems, challenging species to adapt and change. The greatest of these challenges came at the end of the Permian period, when a mass extinction event nearly eradicated all life on Earth. This event, known as the Permian Triassic or PT extinction, annihilated 81% of marine species and about 70% of terrestrial vertebrates. Even some groups of insects, which are typically more resistant to extinction, suffered dramatically. In the wake of this extinction event, new ecosystems developed around the world, dominated by opportunistic animals such as Lystrosaurus and Praetorus. In these ecosystems, spiders filled a variety of niches, making their unique predatory mark. Gradually, spiders in different regions became more specialized, leading to the emergence of new species, including the ancestors of modern-day tarantulas and funnel-web spiders. This group of spiders, called mygalomorphs, are known for their strong legs, large bodies, and downward-pointing fangs. Like Mesothelae, they don't build elaborate webs to catch flying prey. Instead, most mygalomorphs hunt from burrows, building traps and waiting for small animals to stumble into their clutches. While the majority are ambush predators, some mygalomorphs, like tarantulas, are more active hunters, leaving their burrows and using their size and strength to overpower unsuspecting prey. As the Triassic period progressed, the last and most diverse group of spiders emerged on our planet, known as araneomorphs. These remarkable spiders have fully developed spinnerets as well as pincer-like fangs that point diagonally instead of straight down. Compared to mygalomorphs, araneomorphs rely less on their size or strength to overpower their targets. Instead, araneomorphs developed highly specialized venom that disrupts their prey's nervous system, often causing paralysis or death. With their different anatomical strengths, araneomorphs and mygalomorphs were both effective insectivores during the Jurassic period. We think of this as the age of huge and ferocious dinosaurs, but in the shadows of these giant reptiles, spiders were quietly evolving into highly sophisticated invertebrates. However, it wasn't until the late Jurassic, and then more commonly in the early Cretaceous, that araneomorphs made their greatest evolutionary leap, constructing the very first complex spider webs. Spiders likely started building complex webs in response to the rapid expansion of flying insects during the early to mid-Cretaceous period. In the animal kingdom, it's common for predators and prey to evolve side by side. As one group advances, the other group evolves to keep up, driving both species to adapt and innovate. Cretaceous insects were developing more sophisticated wings and better defense mechanisms, making them more resistant to slow ground-dwelling predators. So spiders adapted by building their webs up in the forest canopy, where insects often flew into their silky traps. With the innovation of complex webs, araneomorphs exploited a wider range of niches during the Cretaceous period. Web-building species began adapting the sizes and shapes of their webs to suit different ecosystems and capture different types of prey. The first orb weavers constructed wide, geometric webs, which hung in the openings between trees. These webs were designed to intercept the flight paths of insects like beetles, wasps, and flies, which often flew unaware into their sticky traps. Tangleweb spiders, which include modern species like black widows, filled a different niche. These spiders built their messy, irregular webs among grasses and thick brush, where they preyed upon crawling insects, like ants and other arachnids. Fossils preserved in amber reveal that many Cretaceous spiders were remarkably similar to their modern counterparts. But before they reached the modern era, these spiders would have to overcome yet another life-threatening challenge. At the end of the Mesozoic era, another mass extinction event, called the Cretaceous Speleogene, or KPG extinction, annihilated 75% of plant and animal species, including all non-avian dinosaurs. The impact of this event was nothing short of catastrophic, yet spiders emerged relatively unscathed. In fact, after the KPG extinction, araneomorphs entered a period of tremendous diversity and specialization. As the Cenozoic era began, flowering plants were taking over the world's ecosystems, co-evolving with flying pollinators like bees, butterflies, and beetles. As these populations skyrocketed, spiders adapted new hunting strategies, evolving tricks like camouflage to capture specific kinds of prey. Crab spiders, for example, use their colorful bodies to blend into the petals of flowers where they wait to ambush unsuspecting pollinators. Another example is the bola spider, which emits pheromones that closely mimic the scent of female moths. These pheromones attract male moths, who follow the scent, thinking they are about to find a mate, only to fly into the bola spider's trap. Many more extraordinary spiders cropped up during the Cenozoic era. Even though they can't fly, spiders developed unique tricks for spreading their lineages far and wide. For example, dwarf spiders and many other species use a dispersal method called ballooning to travel long distances and across bodies of water. Like a balloon at the end of a string, they hang onto loose strands of silk as they're carried away by the wind, sometimes traveling hundreds of kilometers before settling in a faraway land. Despite living almost everywhere on the planet, recent years have not been as kind to some populations of spiders. Human activity has taken a toll on many of the most sensitive species. For example, a 2020 study in Switzerland found that populations of the European garden spider had dropped to less than 1% of historical levels for the region. Deforestation has also destroyed common spider habitats, like rainforests and woodlands, while pesticides have killed many of the insects that spiders normally eat. Nevertheless, many spiders have found ways to survive in human-modified landscapes. In fact, some species are well adapted to urban environments and rarely live anywhere else. The American house spider, for example, from the genus Parastatoda, lives mostly in the corners of human homes, barns, and sheds, weaving messy cobwebs and feeding on common residential pests, including flies, ants, and smaller cockroaches. Some orb weavers also build their webs around artificial lights, which naturally attract flying insects, like moths and mosquitoes. Because of their remarkable adaptability, spiders remain some of the most abundant and influential predators of all time. Key innovations, including web building and venom specialization, have allowed spiders to exploit countless ecological niches. Some spider populations may be declining, but if evolutionary history has taught us anything, it's that spiders are extraordinarily resilient.